A lot of you guys know that I have bad habits, and just want to apologize. But this is one of my biggest vices. It's a vice. That's all I got. Okay. Hey, Alan. You kind of got a lot of scrap metal around here. This is kind of cool. You know what you need? Dude, you need you a meth head girlfriend. She'll get rid of all the scrap for you.
No, man, I need a method, not a meth head.
But I've got this here.
What's that?
Well, that's my meth head mating call. I'm trying to call a girl for you.
Put that thing down!
Oh, hey there. So I bought a trailer so I could put my Bobcat and my track loader on there, my track home. And, but look, the tires, they're not good. So
They're kind of thin.
and I know I'm getting old and everything, but I had to go to the retirement center and they they fixed these tires, and now I've retired. Now I'm gonna put that back on there, and I will have gone to the retirement center, and then I will leave. I left there because, you know, I got to work some more. Anyway, that's it. Oh, hey there. So today is Earth Day, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys are celebrating in your own way. I would just like to say that for those of you celebrating Earth Day, it is racist against other planets that are not Earth. Now, speaking of stupid stuff, we're out here at this property that I bought. We got form set. We're about to start doing plumbing on Monday. If it doesn't rain too hard. And then we run into a dilemma. And the dilemma is this. The people that we bought it from said there was water and sewer here. There's not. So I'm like, I'll just call and get a water tap. So I call. Keep in mind, I was told by the people I bought it from, the realtor, the title company, everybody, that there's water here. I'm like, okay, cool. So I call to get, you know, water tap put in. I know I'm gonna have to pay a little bit of money, $2,500, $5,000, something like that. Then they say the developer who subdivided a piece of property into 7 properties, which is at most 7 houses, is required to come 3,700 feet away off site and bring in a 12-inch line, water line, because some law has changed. Thank you, government, again. Now, I reasoned with them because the people I bought it from were like, we're not going to pay $370,000 for a line in there for 7 houses. I'm like, understandable. But that's a water tank. This is my property. See where the fence is? That's my property. Right there, that's a water tank. Now, they're saying it's impossible for me to get water from here to here. There's also a fire hydrant literally across the street. So we're looking at options. Now, one of these options is we pay $370,000 to get a 12-inch line brought in. That is financially stupid. Another one is we dig a well, which is about $50,000 in this area, which is also maybe not ideal. Then we could get a community well if we could get people to agree to it and they would all pay their part. We could do a rainwater collection system, which may be the option. Also, the city says there's another option, and that's where you have a dehydrated house. And I'm like, what is a dehydrated house? And they're like, well, that's where there's no water and the people in it basically turn into human raisins. So my Bobcat got a flat tire. Let's see it right there. Oh, it's a track. How did I get a flat tire on a track, Alan?
What?
How did I get a flat tire on a track?
If anybody can do it, John can do it.
That's right. So what I did was bent this shaft like crazy. So now we had to take the whole track off. Blah, blah, blah. It's not fun. But fortunately...
And Cat's not smart and used bolts they welded in.
They did. So we got to grind all that stuff off. But fortunately, I know one of the smartest people in the world. And I hope that you guys will meet him too. This is Alan. Say hi, Alan.
Hi, Alan.
Alan knows literally everything about everything, and if you need something fixed, you call Alan because Alan can do it. He's got every tool known to man. He's got 3 spares of everything. And also...
a serious scrap metal collection for all
like,
you all.
Such a genius. Look at all this stuff. Everything you ever want. All of it. He's got it. And so much more. Love you, Alan. Oh, hey there. So I know that usually I'm building things, but today we're backstage because we're doing a show for JDRF, and they're wonderful people. They help out people that have diabetes, and there's 2 types of diabetes. One, there's type 1, and then there's type 2. Type 2 is usually because maybe you didn't make the best lifestyle choices, but type 1 usually happens to children, but can happen to adults, and all of a sudden your pancreas just doesn't work, and it's very difficult. So even though I'm retired from corporate video, I still like to come out and do these shows because they're wonderful people and it's a great cause. So I used to sit in Mike's seat, but now Mike is sitting in Mike's seat, and he is so smart. Tell him how smart you are.
I got all this set up by myself.
Basically a genius. Okay. So what does all this stuff do?
So this is the controller for the E2, which is right here. It is switching, well, it's pushing out content for the screens.
Let's see that. Ooh, that is a big screen. That's bigger than the TV at my house.
It's a 95-foot by 18-foot psych.
Are those metric feet? They're not. That's not a thing. Metric feet is not a thing. Okay, so an E2 takes a bunch of video sources like PowerPoint and Keynote and cameras, which we call iMag, and graphics and things like that, and puts them all together on one big thing and blends all the images together. So how cool is that, right? But then this over here, what's that?
We got Resolume over here running on this computer, and that is pretty much a media server. So
It's a media server.
with this, we can create
Layers and slices, all kind of things. People don't understand all that stuff. So let's just show them what it actually does, right?
Okay.
So push a button.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Everything changed. What a beautiful graphic. But then let's say that you want to have some, I don't know, PowerPoint or whatever. Oh, there's videos. Ooh, it gets a video look, and then you get videos on it. This is like magic. You're so smart, Mike. Then what?
And then we go to PowerPoint, which is
Ooh, that's pretty.
an image from a Resolume, and then PowerPoint coming from the E2.
On layers, they stack in front of each other. What about if we go to auction books? What kind of stuff is that?
Auction books.
Oh no, that is fancy. And then we lose our pips. Ooh. Now pip is a picture-in-picture. And we had to do some math to figure out how this would fit all on the screen. But you can always count on a calculator. Carry on.
Okay. What are we going to show next?
Ooh, yeah, show Telluride. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see this. So Mike is basically a genius. And I'm jealous because I was much stupider than him. Don't worry, I still am. But I was also much stupider than him, but I still am. You got anything else you want to say to the crowd?
I don't think so.
A lot of people don't appreciate the magic that goes into this, and by magic I mean hard work. There's a whole team of people that all wear black and they're like ants or something, and they come back here and they work really hard, and then it looks effortless. Not audio, guys, obviously. And it looks effortless for the people on stage, and then they look amazing, but really all these people back here work very hard to make that happen. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Oh, hey there. So earlier, we were backstage and I was showing you how this stuff works, kind of. But then I realized, and I brought it to Mike's attention, hey man, all this stuff is backwards. We got to fix that. And everybody was in shock. We scrambled for quite some time. I walked out front, I was like, but it's forward out here. And they were just like, oh. It's a real common thing in video projection to think, oh, it's forward out here, but it's backwards, backwards back there. So anyway, tonight at the JDRF show, Infinite Journey is going to play afterwards, and we're so excited because they're going to play songs by Journey, and let me just have you guess how long they're going to play. I asked the bass player, how long are you going to be on this journey? And he didn't know, and I said, look at your title, and he goes, oh, I'm sorry, I'm tired. It's an infinite journey. I'm like, it sure is. Hey there. So, first of all, I want to start by saying PMS jokes are not funny, period. Okay. Secondly, if you want something fixed, you call Alan Wong, because this dude is a freaking genius. Now look, remember the other day I got some flat tires on my treads, on my tracks over here? He fixed them all. Boom, 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 boom. And look how clean it is. It's beautiful. I mean, can you see that? Wowzers. It was not that clean. Oh, that's nice. Now, Alan got all this clean and changed the oil and the fuel pumps and I don't know what else. There's a bunch of things I had to understand because I don't understand very much, because he's a genius. And then look at the other side too. We'll close this thing down. Boom. Now, what? Oh, do you smell? Is that? Oh, that's Alan. That's the. Yeah, that's the. I smell sweat. That's like the cologne of success. Tell them how smart you are, Alan.
Huh?
Tell them how smart you are.
John thinks I'm smart.
182% smart. If you want something fixed, you call Alan. Right now, he will fix literally anything. Like, tell him what you can't fix. Nothing.
A broken heart and a break of dawn.
I want to give you a hug now. This video's over. Oh, hey there. So, welcome to yet another episode of John Works Too Much. Now, today, we have a beautiful kitchen. Take a quick pan around here, Alan. Oh, no, that is nice. A little bit not functional, though. So, here's what we're going to do. Right now, we've got this space that's like, not super exciting. So, we're going to take this fridge and we're going to move it over there where Alan is, which will then let us have counters all across here. We're going to take this out and put it in the hood of that microwave. We'll have all new cabinets everywhere. We're going to have counters that go all the way up to here, and counters that go all the way out to here, and we're going to put granite in. It's going to be amazing. Now, I don't want to brag, but I can play guitar by ear. It's a lot easier if I use my hands, though. All right, we're going to get to work. Hey there. It's been about 28 seconds. Clearly, taking cabinets out is not that difficult, so we got these cabinets out. We reinstalled clear cabinets. The homeowner is not happy. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Take a quick pan around. I think they're beautiful. It doesn't collect dust or anything. Homeowner not so happy about this. I feel like it's the Emperor's New Clothes, which is kind of like the mask situation, but that's another story. Okay. Now, people are always like, John, you get hurt so much. Like, what's your problem? I'm like, look, if you're gonna be stupid, you have to be tough. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, maybe you're asking yourself, when is enough enough? Like, I think these cabinets are enough, but our homeowner, who's looking at me right now, glaring like this, is not impressed. So she says, this is not enough. Go fish. Keep trying harder. You're better than that. And I'm like, that's fair. But sometimes people get too greedy, and they're like, I need more and more and more and more of whatever it is. And they're never happy, and you're like, you should learn how to be content in all things. Then you'll be happy. Because it doesn't matter how much money you make if you spend more than that. If you're never happy, then you're just living like a poor person. You're doing it wrong. Be rich. Enjoy your life. All right, we're gonna get back to work. Did you know that in your neighborhood, there's a way to dispose of your unwanted goods? And it's called meth heads and scrappers. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't have those in my neighborhood, but we're gonna do a simple experiment. This is a pretty nice neighborhood. It's maybe not the newest neighborhood, but very nice people, and we're just gonna do an experiment. So let's take this whole cabinet, or this whole kitchen full of cabinets, and we put them out here at the curb. We didn't put a sign, we didn't put anything there, okay? Now, I know it's not metal, part of it is, so that will probably attract them. It's like hitting the torch with the meth head thing. The scrappers, they have like a spidey sense, and they feel it there's like a disturbance in the force, and they're like, oh, sorry, they do like slack jaw. They're like, and they start itching their neck, and like, I feel like there's metal around here. I could use that for a bump. So they will be drawn to this. I don't know how, by some sort of meth magic, and they will come and they'll get this, and then they'll be like this, babe. And then there'll be another like a girl meth head. It's like, what? And then they'll be like, there's cabinets. We could probably steal them. And they have to say thems instead of them. And then they'll come and these will disappear. That's my prediction. We're gonna see if that's true. All right. Now maybe you're thinking, will the meth heads eat my green bean tree? God, I hope not. Look at these. This is definitely green beans. And I know people are like, green beans don't grow on trees, John. I'm like, but clearly they do. So we're gonna have to probably put up some kind of a cloak, invisibility cloak or something like that on the green bean tree. You know what? They're healthy. They're not gonna touch them. We'll be fine. I am shocked. We left after that last video, and I showed you that we had a bunch of cabinets. Show where the cabinets were. The homeowner called me 3 minutes later and said, I can't believe it. The cabinets are gone. I'm like, I can believe it. This is what I also couldn't believe. They left the trash. That's so weird. You would think they'd be like, you know what, if you're giving us a whole kitchen full of cabinets, we'll take the trash too. I'm shocked by that. So I guess they threw up the meth head bat signal or whatever, and they just stormed upon it like a bunch of vultures. It was like, whoo, and they came and they got it, and it's done now. What's on your heart, Alan? What's on your heart?
What's in my heart?
Yeah, what's on your heart? What do you want to talk about? He's looking at his heart.
I didn't have to haul the cabinets home.
We didn't have to haul the cabinets. Thank you, meth heads. You do serve a purpose. So we thank you for your service to our community. I mean, you know, there's things like vultures and cockroaches. You're like, they're not pleasant, but they do serve a purpose. Oh, hey there. So now you're probably thinking, how do we mount these cabinets that you just bought? Allow me to demonstrate. Number 8. You want to chalk a line up to 54 inches at the bottom of your cabinets, right? And the reason why is because if your ceiling's 8 feet, which this is 95 inches, not 8 feet, then you're gonna have a foot and then a 30-inch cabinet, and that's where you want to be. So Then we chalk that line right across, and we make sure this level, and then we want to mark where our studs are, because otherwise, what happens? You're just screwing into the wall and you're like, oh yeah, my cabinets look great, and then they fall. And that's not good, that's underwhelming. So, you want to get your stud finder. Mine's right here. Oh, I found one. And sounds like there's a stud right there. So, let's see if I'm right. I hit a stud. Oh, good. It's a trick of the trade. It's been moments. We took the cabinet from outside and we hung it. And look, that's not going anywhere. Because, look underneath now. See where the line is for the stud? Then we put a screw in, and then we put a screw in. We did the same thing over the top. And then these have pegs because they're all adjustable shelves. And so we put the pegs in, we put the shelf in. Boom, now we're ready for our next cabinet. So then we start in the corner, because then we're gonna go out from there, and we're gonna go out from there. And you can tell it's easier to put the upper cabinets in first, and then we'll put the lower. So we're gonna do this, then we're gonna go across, and we're gonna go across. And real quick, we're gonna have all these uppers done, and I'll show you that, okay? Oh, it's been 28 moments, and as you can see, we put upper cabinets in. Now, if you recall, there was a fridge here, and then there was nothing here because the fridge was in the way all the way up to this point. And then there was, a little cabinet and like another weird cabinet with no countertop space. But this is a whole lot more useful space, and you can tell these are all adjustable shelves, so these can move up and down as you please, and a lot more cabinet space. So that's beautiful. Now, I want to talk to you guys about the prodigal son. And I know you're thinking, I know that story, but it never hurts to get reminded. So in the story of the prodigal son, there's a son. There's two sons, right? And the younger son comes to his dad and he says, Dad, I can't wait for you to die. Now I know you're thinking that's not what he says, but really that is what he says. He says, I don't want to wait till you die to get my inheritance. I can't wait for you to die. Give me my money now. And he takes it, and the father's like, okay. And he gives him his portion of the inheritance. And he goes on his way and he spends all of his money on hookers and cocaine. Now, I don't know if there's cocaine back then, but definitely party lifestyle, right? To the point where he is baroque. To the point where he's feeding pigs, and he's like, I wish I could eat the slop that the pigs are eating. That's how bad it gets for him. And sometimes I'm like, how far is your rock bottom? Like, at any point you'd be like, I think I should probably go say I'm sorry, right? But as he's sitting there, and there's a famine in the land, and he's wishing he could eat what the pigs are eating, he says to himself, I wish I was a servant of my father, because the servants at my father's house eat better than I do right now. And he's like, I've got it. I will go back to my father and say, Father, I'm sorry for what I've done. I'm not worthy to be your son. Can I please come back and just be your servant? Can I just work here? I'll take minimum wage. It's better than what I got now. And he's like, that's what I'm going to do. Now that takes some humility. It also takes some desperation. He walks the long trek home, however long that may be, and he finally gets there. The whole way he's probably trying to talk himself out of it, like, I don't know. And he comes up, and his father's sitting on the front porch. And while the son is still a long way off, he sees him. Is that my son? He says to himself, and probably out loud. And do you think he's like, let's think of all the bad things he did and how we're going to punish him? He didn't. He got up immediately, ran to his son, hugged him, said, I love you, I've missed you. He says, servants, come over here right now. Put a robe on him, put rings on his fingers, get him something to eat, let's get him cleaned up. And then he says, let's kill the fattened calf, we're gonna have a party. My son was dead, and now he's alive. My son was lost, and now he's found. This is the son that took all of his money, a third of his money, and spent it on hookers and blow. I mean, that's what happened. But this dad is not concerned with that. This dad just goes, my son is alive, and he's home, and he's safe. Come back home. Let me take care of you. Now, that is a beautiful story. And if you've ever been in a bad place, and then you think, God doesn't want me back, I've done too much bad stuff. Think about that. God came running, the father came running back and hugged his neck and got him everything that he needed. Like, you're taking one small step in my direction, I will take a huge step in your direction. I love you, I want you home, I want you safe, I love you. Now there's the story of the other son, okay? Dad, I've been here this whole time. I didn't go spend all your money on hookers and blow. You've never so much as killed a goat for me to have a party with my friends. Screw him. And he's outside pouting. And his dad comes out, he goes, everything I have is yours. Because literally all the rest of the inheritance was that older son's. He said, everything I've got is yours. What are you complaining about? You eat good every day. You're here with me every day. I love you every day. But my son was dead, and now he's alive. My son was lost, and now he's found. Let's have a party for him today. Tomorrow, maybe he goes back to work. Oh, hey there. So earlier we put out cabinets. They were gone instantly. So we're gonna try an experiment because they've got some kind of a meth like bat signal, and I don't understand it, but let's see if we can fool them on their bat signal. So right here, we put in a new microwave inside, and you can see it's a new microwave. But this says, and this is a good lesson on why to read the fine print, free microwave box. It's not nice. This is not a nice thing to do to somebody. But we're gonna do it just as an experiment and see what happens. I'll get right back with you. Okay. Oh, hey. Let's see if our experiment worked. The box is still here. Oh, they tore up my sign that says free microwave box, and they wrote their own sign, and it says, you're a racist. I guess, you know what? I think meth heads have a new kind of a technology that I'm unaware of that lets them know the scammer is being scammed. They probably have some kind of an immunity. Like I think snakes probably don't get bit by their own snake bites. I don't know if they're immune. Like if a rattlesnake gets bit by another rattlesnake, do they die, or are they like? I think this is a similar situation. They're like, I tried this scam before. You can't get me, and they're like, hey there. So, a lot of people know that I am ridiculously generous with things that are trash to me. So I want to let you know, like, I'm a real lover of children, not in a weird way, but like, oh, I love children. I want to do nice things for them. So we've made this cardboard fort, some assembly required. Come and get it. It's free. Okay, there you go. Oh, you guys. So take a look in here. If you remember this morning, there was, 28 minutes ago, there's a fridge facing this direction, useless. Useless space here, no counter whatsoever, a stove, and a weird thing, right? Over here, this thing came all the way down. There's about this much counter space, and it was mostly the sink. Ugh, it made me feel icky. I don't even do anything in the kitchen, but it made me feel icky. Now look at it, amazing. We got a dishwasher. This is her first time ever having a dishwasher in her life. I don't know if that's really true, but it sounds good. There will be a sink with a garbage disposal. We put in a switch and everything. We had our electrician come in. We got a Lazy Susan. If you guys don't know what a Lazy Susan is, let me demonstrate, okay? Oh, there's this cabinet here. What do? Oh, kind of those are out. Because I got my tools in the way. And then this thing spins around and be like, I wish I could get to my peanut butter and my bread or whatever. There it is. I say that because that's all I have in my house. And everybody that knows me knows it's true. And then we got room for the stove. There's a hood vent microwave, which is beautiful. And then just a lot more counter space. Now what we did, the fridge was over here, but let's flip around. This table was in this corner, and it was very crowded, right? And there was a big shelf thing here. So we took that outside. They're going to put that on the porch. It's going to be wonderful. Put the fridge over here. We're going to have to move a water line. We'll get our plumber here. And then this is for trash, right? So you just this is white trash in here, and that's where I would go. And then we move the table out here, and it really just makes this whole kitchen feel wonderful. There's also this built-in island, and Fidel is putting in the granite, I think on Friday, and he's got some butcher block at the house, and so he's going to put that butcher block on here, and this is going to be just beautiful. Now, the Bible says that when we are born again, that we are a new creation. The old is dead, and the new is here. And a lot of people are like this, well, I'm just going to do the same old dumb thing, but now I got my ticket to heaven. I'm like, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You are a new creation. Imagine that we did all this to this kitchen, okay? And then afterwards, she was like, Will, I don't want to put anything on this counter space because in my mind it doesn't exist. You're like, it's right there. Use it, right? Like, use the counter space, use the cabinets. I don't know, I think I'm going to live like I don't have it. And you're like, but you've got this whole new kitchen. Use your dishwasher. Sit at your table. Like, nah, I think I'm just going to live like I did before. And you're like, then you're doing it wrong, right? Like, this is a choice to believe in faith. I'm going to do the obvious thing that's right in front of me. You've been given a new life. Use it to the full. All right? Love you guys. See you later. Bye. Oh, hey there. So, as you can clearly tell, the kitchen looks much different. Now, I'm going to go ahead and remind you how it used to look. Okay? Cabinet, underwhelming. Very small counter with a much smaller sink, and Formica black. It wasn't good. Fridge that opened this way, which meant nothing here. a stove right up against that, and then this one little thing over there. So now, obviously, we've got the stove, hood vent microwave, lots of cabinets. It feels open here. We put this light up in here, which is great. It's got a dishwasher for the first time ever. There's still this little island thing. We got, come on over closer here. We got this big sink, which is nice. Obviously, this is for vegetable, whatever, rinsing. I don't do that stuff. But it's also got, you know, cool stuff. We put backsplash on. This stuff was up on just this one wall, but we took it off and we put it across the whole thing. And I think it looks just so much better. What do you think, Alan?
I think it looks awesome.
I think it looks awesome. Now, whenever the homeowner told her friends that we were going to do this in 28 minutes, her friend said, and I quote, hold on, I wrote it down somewhere, impossible. And we were like, but all things are possible with God. Also, she didn't realize who she was dealing with. Now, this reminds me of another time. When I first opened Dream World, okay, before I opened it, I was like, we have a recording studio in here, and I want to be able to, way down the hall, push a button, and when the button pushes, then a red light turns on. And then that way, that's like our doorbell. And so I was like, I wonder where you can buy one of those. And I go to Home Depot, and I said, I want to be able to push a button, and at the far end over there, a light flashes when the button's engaged. The guy says to me, that's impossible. Just straight up, not, that'll be difficult, let me check, nothing, that's impossible. And I'm like, really? I mean, we can take the heart out of a dead person and put it into a person and they can live. We have flown to the moon, allegedly. I mean, definitely Elon Musk has, or close. He's going to Mars, I think. We can do all these amazing things. And you're telling me that I can't push a button and make a light come on? He goes, absolutely not. There's no way. You might as well give up now. And I'm like, well, you don't know who you're dealing with, because I don't give up. So I was like, where are your switches? And he says, you know, down this aisle. And so he walked with me like, I'm going to show you, and then you're going to feel stupid. And I'm like, let's see who feels stupid. I already feel stupid. Huh. And I was like, huh. So this one, when you push it, then it engages the power. When you let go, it disengages the power. He goes, yeah. I was like, and then we could just have a $1.19 porcelain light at the far end and put a bulb in that. And when you push the button, then it would light up. And he goes, yeah, I guess that would work. And I'm like, yeah, I guess it would. And that was our doorbell. So whenever people say that's impossible, please don't ever believe them. All right, so I do want to show you this other side. So you remember the fridge? Oh.
How's that happening?
Whoa. That must be some kind of disturbance in the force. All right, so you remember the fridge was over here, but then we put the fridge over here, and then this has a cool trash can pull out thing, so there's your trash. And then we had, we put the table over here rather than over there. And I think it just really makes a much, much nicer space. So tomorrow we're gonna go do other things. Tonight I'm gonna go watch my friends play in a band. So love you guys, see you on the next one.